we're stopping at mine mark.
My name is Carrie Elwood, and I came to Mammoth last year as I was kind of switching teams and switching groups. I was kind of at this crossroads of my career where I was not really thriving in the current group that I was in Boulder, and so I reached out to Coach Castor. I came through on a visit. Yeah, Mammoth had everything that I was looking for and more, so it was kind of a no-brainer choice for me to come here, and I've been, training here ever since.
This is my debut of arm sleeves.
Well, you look fast.
Good. That's the most important thing. My name is Stevie Lawrence and I'm from the UK, and I've been with the Mammoth Track Club for 3 years now. I came to Mammoth because I really wanted to throw myself into this opportunity to see what I could do with running. And
Nice work, Stevie.
After speaking to Coach Castor, I was like, why not go all in? And I felt like Mammoth was the place to do that.
All right, 3, 2, 1, hit it. Let's go.
I think people don't realize that you can train really, really well here living at 8,000 feet. I think sometimes really high altitude gets a bad rap for not being conducive to getting good turnover or recovering really well. And I think in Mammoth, we thrive in the high altitude training, and it really shows in our results coming down to sea level. But you have to be really on top of your recovery when you're training here. And so that's something that you have to know when you train here. I'm kind of looking at it on a 4-year cycle. And so my big dream right now is to make the Olympic team in the marathon. That's the overarching driving goal of why I'm here. But along the way, I have lots of little goals. This season, I want to qualify for the World Cross team. That's number one goal. That's been an A goal since kind of the beginning of the year. And I also want to run a very fast
2025 USATF 10K Women's Champion.
So I'm currently training for the Indy Half Marathon, which is November 8th, which is November 8th, coming up next week. And I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be a really great opportunity to run a really fast time. I don't know what the competition will look like, but I'm kind of viewing it as me against the clock, and I'll just kind of test my limits and see where I end up.
Big dream currently is cross country. The trials for the European cross country is coming up in a couple weeks' time. So I'm really in that mindset of this is what I'm doing now. I'm all in. And then hopefully for 2026, there's a lot of opportunities to explore maybe some longer distances. We spoke about the 10K, maybe even the half marathon, which will be an exciting new journey for me. So it's really fun to feel like I have some options right now and to explore this kind of new fitness that I've achieved from being in Mammoth.
That's it. You're moving well. Good job.
What I'd like to achieve this season outside of the racing itself is to really throw myself into training and pushing to new limits, not being scared about seeing these new times that I'm seeing on the watch. Really fun to do that, having my teammates around me and seeing them push to their limits and seeing they're doing their best workouts ever as well.
Great job, Carrie. You look amazing. Keep it up.
Never felt small in my life. Steven, I need people who are smaller than me to help you.
Anthony Raftis. I'm a distance runner here with the Mammoth Track Club. After college, trying to find out what I wanted to do, I knew I wanted to keep running and move up in distance into the marathon. I was fortunate enough to take a visit to Mammoth Lakes and see what it was about, and fell in love with Mammoth quite quickly after spending a week here in town. And I knew this was a place where I could really optimize my training and give myself the best chance of success was moving to Mammoth. Yeah, the lure of Mammoth Lakes. You hear about Dina and Ryan Hall and Meb and kind of really the best American marathoners that we've ever had.
And this is where the 3 workouts a day have paid off, the training at high altitude, and now it's all been worth it. In tier.
The success, the medals they've won at the Olympic Games, or the races they've won, or the times they ran, are just now 15, 20 years later, still almost unmatched of what they accomplished here, breathing this air, running the same routes that we're running, the same workouts. And there is something special here about the high-low training of Mammoth Lakes that really leads to successful marathon runners.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time since 1983, we are going to see an American man win the Boston Marathon. Oh! Unbelievable! Unbelievable! The American dream is right here. Ned Keflezighi wins the Boston Marathon!
Well, the big dream is making the Olympic team in 2028 in the marathon. You got to work backwards from that, so we first got to run a marathon. So that's what we're currently working on, is a debut marathon in December of 2025 at the Valencia Marathon. So working backwards from 2028 to give ourselves the best chance of making the Olympic team. Through the whole training block, I'm hoping to really learn the marathon mindset, go into the race fully prepared. Of course, I want a good result and the first one to go well, but I know there's more marathons to come, and I really want the training cycle to go well. I want to run big volume, better workouts, more volume in the workouts, feel more recovered, take all the little aspects of my training better, really optimize for the marathon to continue to chip away at that big goal of the Olympics in 2028. The training is difficult at 8,000 feet. It takes some adjustment. Growing up in Seattle and going to school, university at sea level, you have to change your mindset to things. You know, my easy day pace got slower when I moved here, and I got faster. So that doesn't always make sense. So adjusting things, setting your expectations differently, letting the training come to you at altitude has been important. I think in the early stages when it's only a little bit tough, you think about your friends, your coach, your training partners, and you lean on that. But then in those last moments, when you're in the final rep of a workout, you're in the final miles of a long run or a hard effort, I am now doing that for myself in a sense. I get selfish with myself. I want to be successful for me in that moment.
This last 6 weeks have been really exciting and new for me. I came into it knowing that we would be pushing up my total weekly volume a little bit from what I'm used to, and even though I'm not training for a marathon specifically right now, we kind of charted into marathon mileage territory, and so I was running a couple weeks at 120 miles.
Great job, Carrie. That's it. Stick with that pack.